products launches per week. A lot of private and public sector leaders, especially public sector leaders, are feeling very overwhelmed and confused. And so we, as a company, have dedicated ourselves to providing services to the civic population in order to help them demystify and de-risk the adoption of artificial intelligence. We do 6 things very well. Number 1, we help you cut through the hype. There's a lot of noise. I'm sure anytime you watch TV or you're scrolling on Instagram or TikTok, you can't pass up at least 10 seconds without seeing a commercial, something about AI. Or maybe it's your favorite software and they're adding AI. So everybody's doing something with AI, right? So when do we get to have fun? Now, the noise, unfortunately, distracts us from really measuring what is a true return on investment, how do we de-risk the implementation and things like that. Selecting the right tooling for the right use cases is very important. Once you make an investment, you lock yourselves in. It's really important that you have the right partner and the right vendors to move forward. 3, we help you perform due diligence. A lot of folks don't even know what the right questions are to ask. When I was leading third-party cyber risk for Bank of America, it was hard enough performing due diligence on vendors that service the bank. Now, it's become even more convoluted now with all of these new AI technologies, exactly what questions to ask and how do you properly measure risk in the adoption of these technologies. 4, we help you prepare for adoption. And that's why we're a services company. 5, we help you implement it securely. Security, and I've stolen this from AWS, is job zero here at White Glove AI. We weave security through all of our work. It's not a bolt-on at some point in the process. It is a part of the DNA and the very way that we work. And finally, and this is the most important part, is we are the world's first managed AI service provider. Perhaps you've heard of managed service providers and like. We help you take care of it over the long term. We don't close up our briefcase and leave when we're done. We're here to stay with you and partner with you throughout the lifetime of your implementation. As I said, we are an end-to-end AI services company for government. We have 5 major lines of service. We start with consulting, where organizations have questions, perhaps need their first AI policy developed, or they need an AI strategy developed. We're working closely with the North Texas Tollway Authority to do something similar. You'll see accolades on the next slide that we did this for MasterCard's global cybersecurity team, helped them build their AI strategy. Our communications AI, Councilman Singh touched a little bit on that. This is the opportunity for us to leverage AI agents to take on the brunt of the work that probably is a drag and the drowning of the soul for folks who just want to have really good relationships with their neighbors. Right? That's what people are here to do, is have relationships with others, not to copy Excel sheets and copy data from one Excel sheet to the other. Okay. So what our communication AI helps cities like yours do is help reach a volume of people as a front line of service. It's not meant to replace, but to augment. Is to be the front line of service in order to be able to answer questions that may be readily available. Maybe your neighbor doesn't speak English as their native tongue, and they just have a hard time accessing a website. It becomes an accessibility issue. These agents speak in over 29 different languages. They can speak over text. They can speak over voice, most importantly. I'm sure with a show of hands, how many people hate calling in and hitting 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5, or 10, waiting for the menu to finish to figure out exactly how they get to solve the problem that they called to solve. And then we have an avatar AI that's full video, and then everything is backed by automation. If it's digital, we can automate it. Our translation services, we can provide real-time voice translations up to 67 languages, voice to voice with a 1 to 3 second delay at a 98.5% accuracy. We did this for Dallas Baptist University for their international conference. In support of HB 3512, which was effective September 1 of 2025, we have gone ahead and developed, ahead of the selection by the DIR, an entire training program, robust with over 60 different credentialed certifications that will be nationally accredited by the end of January, offering support for HB 3512, where any government employee in the state of Texas which works over 25% of their job on a computer is required to have access to AI and cybersecurity training. This law went into effect September 1 of this year. And finally, robotics. This is one I'm most excited about. One of my favorite movies is I, Robot with Will Smith. I hope y'all seen that. But it could be a scary world, but not if we do it right. So Vyclove AI stood up a robotics service to help procure, implement, and manage robots. The hardware is Chinese, but the brains and the software is American and U.S. made. These are some of our clients. As I said, we've dedicated ourselves to civic service. So you see a lot of cities up here, like the city of McKinney, Frisco. I'm happy to report that Grand Prairie just came on board. The city of Harlingen just came on board down south. And I think what's most important here is we have an established and existing relationship with the city of Anna, where we work with Chris Talbot and his team to deliver AI-powered penetration testing. What that means is we leverage AI to attack, with authorization, the city of Anna networks in order to show Chris and his team exactly where the holes were. And so I believe that was very successful, and we delivered that. So I want to make sure we make note of that. We also have a great relationship with Ted Mackey, who's the interim principal at Anna High School. We've delivered productivity AI software for his CTE team. So we have a long-standing relationship with a number of different entities here in Anna. Some of our reviews, I don't expect you to read. It's a bit of an eye chart. They love us. All right, so let's get into the demo. So this is a text AI and voice AI demo. It falls under the communications AI track. So what I'm going to show now, if I can find my mouse. Of course, I think I lost my mouse. All right, there we go. So this is a copy, if I may, of the City of Anna's website. We just copied it. It's you can't really touch anything. You can't click on any buttons. The whole point of this is to show how our text agents work on your website. So we'll go ahead and start a call, and you accept. You can actually take the call on here over 29 different languages. You can do a web call, right? Or you can start chatting. You can say something like, hi, and it'll reply stating that, hello, how can I help you? Today I'm with the City of Anna Services, help you with services or information. And there are 3 questions I want to showcase here, just to show the versatility of it. So I've already gone ahead and pre-made these questions. The first one reads, I'm building a patio cover. Do I need a permit? How long do permits take to approve? So we're going to go ahead and stick that in there. I want to disclaim that this was a very brief summarization of the entire Anna website, which there are a lot of pages of, but we did our best to scrape the most valuable of information. So you'll see that there are a number of links. There are emails applied in here, and it presents a full view. Chris, there we go. Zoom in a little bit for everybody in the back. The next one I'd like to show is, we'll go ahead and just jump to a multilingual question. So this question is in Spanish. I don't know what it says because I don't speak Spanish. So if there are any Spanish speakers, please do validate the efficacy of this answer. So it'll immediately switch. This is not that impressive. What is really impressive is when you start a conversation on the phone in English, then switch to Spanish, then switch to Vietnamese, then Russian, and end the call in Russian. It can absolutely do that, and that's exciting to me. That truly means accessibility. Okay, so I'll go ahead and jump in. So this is a quick demo of what it's like to interact with an AI agent that's trained on the City of Anna's information. And the goal of this is to deflect calls or inquiries to city staff, helping free them up to work on more important work, right? And free them up to establish, maintain, and enrich the relationships they have with the neighbors. Next, I'm going to make a phone call. Chris, you asked me if I have voice, and there's voice. So I'm just going to make a phone call on my phone, if that's okay. I'm just going to stick it here. Is that okay? All right. So what we're going to do now, folks, is I'm going to call the City of Anna agent. The very same agent that powers the website chat is the same agent that powers this.
Hi, welcome to the City of Anna's information line. I'm the city's AI assistant. How can I help you today?
Hi there. What day is my trash and recycling pickup in the Avery Point neighborhood, and how do I schedule bulk trash?
I can help with that. To confirm your weekly trash and recycling pickup day for Avery Point, could you share your street address? Pickup days vary by route, and I can look it up precisely. For bulk trash, collection is the third week of each month with a 3 cubic yard limit. Set items out by 7 a.m. on your area's bulk day. Once I have your address, I'll confirm both your regular day and your specific
hang on. I got the address. I don't need all that information. I live right off Bluffview Drive.
Got it, thanks. Bluffview Drive falls under the Avery Point routes, but pickup days can differ by block. If you can share your house number, I can confirm the exact weekly day and the next bulk pickup date. Without the number, here's the quick version. Trash and recycling are weekly curbside, and bulk is the third week of each month with a 3 cubic yard limit. Set out by 7 a.m. on your area's bulk day. Want me to look up your exact schedule with the house number?
¿Cuándo son las próximas reuniones del consejo y cómo puedo verlas en vivo?
Claro. El Consejo de la Ciudad de Ana se reúne el segundo y cuarto martes de cada mes en el complejo municipal. La sesión de trabajo inicia a las 5:30 de la tarde y la reunión regular a las 6 de la tarde. Para verlas en vivo.
That's just a brief example of how I'm recording this meeting just for my internal. So perhaps at one point I'll send you an email, Councilman Carver. So that's just an example. So what our goal is to, and I think a really great first step, in which most of the cities that we're working with is doing, is really just replacing that main phone line, the IVR. That seems to be the biggest pain point, and usually the main chief complaint of most neighbors or residents in the city. And the best part is when you do that, you can also add the chat widget on the website, and you can take care of people who like to go browse on the internet versus people who just like to pick up the phone and just talk to someone. Okay. I'll just do a last quick demo. This is, I would say, this is a very interesting application that we've built internally, but we're looking to provide to externally to cities. It is not publicly available right now, but I'm showing it off here. So Civic Wire is an internal application we've built to help us farm intelligence from city council meetings across the United States, obviously starting here in Texas. As you can see on the left side of the screen, we have the cities of Anna, Dallas, Louisville, and McKinney loaded onto this platform, which also indicates people of interest. And so here in the city of Anna, you'll see that on your Swagit page, and Swagit is a Granicus software that I would believe every city uses to host their council meetings, which makes this very easy for us, this process. You host about 179 meetings on your swag it page right now for the city of Anna. Okay, so what we've done is we've gone ahead and listed out all of them. You can obviously flip through pages, and then you'll see that we've had a few transcriptions already done. Essentially, what it does is just extracts the audio. It identifies speakers if the speakers are mentioned at the beginning of the meeting. So there's diarization is that name of that process. You can look at the transcript by speaker or by timeline. Timeline's usually, so this is actually a CDC EDC joint meeting that happened on the 12th of November. Okay, and the cool part is that let's see. Pledge. Let's find something juicy in here. And that Community Development Corporation. So I'll say we have AI that sits on top of the transcript. You can actually watch the video meeting right in here if you want to. If you want to verify what the AI found. And then you can just ask the AI, like, what did we say?
So essentially you can ask for like a summary if you're just an average person, curious what happened at that council meeting. You can just get a quick summary.
Yeah, exactly, and that's a great question. I can say, give me the quick summary and bullets, just a quick read, just so I don't have to go through the whole transcript. Okay, and then the AI, I'll zoom in a little bit here. There we go. Provides inline citations exactly when something was mentioned. It's clickable. It'll scroll you down to where it was mentioned. So this, like I said, I think is going to be a huge win for a lot of cities to provide accessibility and unlock intelligence that sits within the depths of council meetings, EDC meetings, zoning and planning meetings. I think there's a lot of data that can be extracted from this to help inform cities and start making decisions a whole lot faster.
So I also tested this with an elder in one of our families, doesn't speak any English, and it swung for the fences. It labeled everything out. It provided a transcript of everything she was saying. So there's real value, and ultimately, this helps us plug two holes. Number one, there's a lot of people from a lot of different cultures and languages in this city. English may not be their first. This provides an avenue for them to get their mission accomplished. And then also, we're being transparent. We're making it so easy. The biggest challenge I've found in these last 6 months to a year is whenever you try to find something that city council has done, it's almost impossible. But this helps make that very attainable to the point where it's like you need a Staples That Was Easy button. So I do really appreciate this, and hopefully, the people in other councils sees value in here too, because we're being very transparent with the public now. I mean, the access is unbelievably easy with this. And to your point, it also frees up a lot of our users, because our goal is not to replace, it's to augment and to provide better output, focus them on different things that actually provide value. So I come from the hospitality industry. Customer service is very important. From every interaction, there's an art and a science to it. And this helps us streamline a lot of the hiccups, a lot of the hurdles that we have. So, I'm really impressed with this. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilman Singh. Council members, any questions?
If this gets implemented, this can be used by anybody that comes and visits the city website, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Because there's a lot of people that are a little challenged when it comes to this, so easy is best.
This is the easy button, like Councilman Singh said.
But you're not just talking about people visiting the websites, though. I mean, we're also talking about coordinating the possibilities of, how it aids in either response to accidents or, the fire department doing their job or the police department doing their job, or, coordinating with cameras that we have all over town and triangulating and determining, either where an accident's happened or where a crime was committed. I mean, it's endless possibilities, whether it's public works or whether it's, day-to-day items that could be taken care of that don't need a person clicking on a button. So,
well, and that's the point, is every one of these things that they've shown us tonight, a person could call up the city secretary or whoever and request certain information, and that takes a human person that's got other things on their plate, time to go through and pull this together, and they might get the report in 7 to 10 days or 2 months or whatever. This is real time, and it doesn't tie up a human asset.
That's a great point.
Hey, Nick, I wanted to tell you it was a joy meeting you at TML.
Sir.
We're always discovering really great services and tools and all of that for the city, and then we can bring it back to the city, and they're like, okay, you go back being a councilman and let us do our job. And I appreciate you working with Chris because as with any vendor we bring in as a council, we want to make sure that our staff are front seat because they're the ones that have to use these things. It's real easy for us to bless a staff member with a piece of technology or a tool and say, here, go make it work. I won't even ask them to solve that problem. What are the successes that you've seen so far working with other cities? And I'm specifically asking cost savings for FTEs. I'm not one to prohibit jobs, but I'd much rather hire SMEs and needed personnel in areas to advance our city than have to tie up monies for things like this that don't require that skill set. So with that in mind, how many FTEs can I save having white glove AI in the city?
The city of Frisco, their first goal was to take one of the most painful processes, probably the most complained about on employee satisfaction surveys, was coming from the traffic engineering team. Their traffic hotline consists of a pre-recorded message, and then the caller leaves a voicemail at the end. It's a bit of a black box. Caller doesn't know if they're going to receive a call back. It's kind of a shot in the dark. And so at the end of the day, every day, a traffic engineer has to spend between 1.5 to 3 hours listening to every single voicemail from that day, manually hand typing each one of the calls, and then deciding exactly what the caller was calling about and routing that call report to the specific traffic team, which there is 3 of for signals, infrastructure, and public requests, or public information requests. So what we did is we built an agent very similar to the one that you heard earlier that simply greets, and frankly, which feels weird to say because this is an artificial intelligence and not a human that can handle emotions. It's rather patient with people.
You did show that. She paused, but she didn't get angry.
She didn't get angry.
There's
right.
no HR report to be filed or any of that sort of thing.
So let's say there's an angry caller. Perhaps they hit a pothole unexpectedly. Perhaps now they have a flat and they have to call roadside assistance, and they're fuming. It'll sit there, it'll listen, it will empathize. It's trained to respond to human emotion, but it itself cannot express human emotion. It's simply a simulation to help calm the caller down, collect the necessary information so the traffic team can get to work. It'll ask for things like the intersection name, time of day, direction of travel, name, email address, and phone number. It will then, after the call has ended, do a call sentiment analysis. It will grade the vocal inflections of the call against happy, sad, angry, etc. It will write the call report. It will determine which team the report needs to go to, and it will send an email to that team. At the moment, I think we're measuring right around 20 to 30 hours a week of work saved. Average employees right around $60 an hour.
In fairness, I ran your product through ChatGPT to see what it had to say about you. And so White Glove AI and ChatGPT are obviously friends. And so it came up three points. It said instant, accurate, friendly answers available to anyone calling the city of Anna 24/7. It's a digital city hall that never closes and a hyperlocal GPT trained, the database essentially trained for Anna-specific data, and a resident engagement engine that reduces staff load and improves satisfaction. If you don't mind, Nick, because I'm always very sensitive about what we bring to our staff, and I've never done this before to him, and he doesn't know I'm about to ask it, but would you mind coming to the microphone a moment, Chris? Chris is our Director of Technology, or you have other titles. What's the current one?
IT Director. Chris Talbot, IT Director, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Chris, thanks for coming to the mic. It's kind of rare you ever get to do this. Do we have AI used anywhere in the city currently?
We have a multitude of AI used. It is not neighbor-facing AI. The majority of all of our AI is security-based.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Whenever you got to see the presentation, and I know I'm putting you on the spot, so appreciate the awkwardness. What are some thoughts that you have about implementing something like this, and have any staff members or anybody talk to you about needing a product like this? What are your thoughts?
So the ask of, do we need a product like this? So I communicate majority with internal staff, right? So I don't hear the conversations of we need this, only because I'm not speaking with a neighbor that may be calling in, getting not hung up, but caught up on a phone line, right? Based off of the demonstration, I could see the value in it, absolutely. Okay. The AI responses of the phone call specifically are fantastic, honestly. It was great responses. It was quick. The bilingual was very impressive, honestly. Being very candid, in my personal opinion, I don't see that a lot of people would use a chat bot on a website, but that could just be my personal opinion.
Sure.
The video scraping, I have questions, but the video scraping is very unique in a sense of being able to ask it questions. So we do get a transcription as part of the Swag It product. So that already exists, but it's not searchable in that way, and you can't get generated bullet points. It's something that you could get yourself, but you'd have to copy and paste and prompt and ask questions. So the built-in AI, that's pretty neat.
I have to admit, I thought it was pretty neat too.
Yeah.
I would like to transition this, if the rest of the council feels that way, to transition this endeavor, explore this some more, work with the departments and see if a technology like this, or your specific technology, is something that we could find out if we're ready for it, and if it's going to allow us to accomplish the things we want to accomplish, and ultimately if it makes the engagement with our neighbors and staff better. I can tell you, Chris, I appreciate you just jumping in there. Yes. Nick, I'm just going to close with this. I want to make sure that we're solving problems that exist. I also can tell you that we have, just the hint that you gave tonight is good. I'd like to see it tied into See-Click Fix and some of our other tools, so that it's more easy to engage. We just brought a library on. It'd be nice to be able to call the phone number and say, is such and such book available? Absolutely. I suspect that you are able to consume all of that information. And if the city chooses your platform, I'd like to see you here on a regular basis, beta testing and bringing every new feature you can come up with, you and your team, and try it out here, and let us vet it and all that at a high discount, so that because we're helping you. Anyway, I appreciate you coming tonight. Looked like you had some questions.
Just to piggyback off of Councilman Carver, I agree. I'm amenable to us being the guinea pig, so to speak, because I think what you just showed here, just in the little time that you had, it could free up a lot of things that the city secretary could do or EDC could do. I've gone through the transcripts of our meetings looking for something specific, and you cannot search them. That could save me hours of searching, not to mention anybody else that's searching for that. So I'm with Carver on that, and I would like to see that happen here.
Thank you, Council.
One more question. Does this make it easier for us to, let me walk you through this. So ideally, what I would like to see, I'll speak on a personal level, is, have a text message service where this generates, like people would sign up to this number, they would subscribe to it, and it would text them when the council meeting is, a video, and just a very quick summary of what happened that night, what was going on. Because the biggest problem that I've come across is most people don't know what the heck is going on. Heck, I didn't even know what the heck was going on before 6 months ago in here because it was impossible to find anything. For me to go back and look at 7 years of stuff, I literally have to develop my own tool to scrape the data, to put everything together by keywords. I mean, it's a lot of work. I can't imagine anyone else doing it. So when people have questions like, hey, who approved this, or how was this approved, or when was this approved, or anything like that, this is going to be able to generate and pull exactly what the decision was made, what the thought process was, and pull the video right away.
Absolutely.
It just makes information so easily accessible. Instead of drinking from a fire hose through a straw, we've taken that fire hose, drilled it down to a very easy tap, and it's on demand as we need. And another cool thing is we actually have our own in-house AI person now. If we move forward with this, anything that we need to your library, to see click fix, to anything like this. Another thing is irrigation. We could add irrigation into a lot of the AI into our irrigation systems, because I've seen some of them just spraying at different times. Maybe we can integrate some of that. Water usage is another, right? How do you monitor some of that? That's a big issue that people, are very vocal about in the city. So, this helps us answer a lot of questions and removes a lot of the hurdles and the stumbles. So I think this is a great product. I'm excited to see what we can do next.
Yeah, we can go on talking about the advantages all night long, but just one other thing came to mind was just recently the tree lighting. There was some pictures posted online, and neighbors were saying, boy, I wish I'd have known that was going on. We posted it everywhere. But through the AI, people could opt in and be notified on specific things. Hey, I want to know whenever, things are going to happen at the library or whatever park is going to be. People could opt into all kinds of things that AI could handle, and it doesn't take a resource of an employee taking time to do that.
Absolutely.
Do you by any chance have, and I'm just going to ask this on a whim, if you don't, it's okay. Do you have, for example, what you did in Frisco with the parks where the AI avatar walks with you through the parks? The reason I touch on that is we have downtown in a historic district. How nice would it be to have an avatar that speaks multiple languages and the visual changes, if I'm understanding by what language they're speaking, and as you walk through the park or through the historic area, it'll literally tell you the history behind it and walk you through it. So if you wouldn't mind, maybe if you can touch on that as well.
Happy to, yeah. There is audio, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. The Play Frisco, which is the Parks and Recreation Department of the City of Frisco, was very intrepid about creating very unique experiences on their trail systems. And so they partnered with us to implement what in layman's terms I could describe as a FaceTime call with AI. I believe I can say this on record. We are the first company to make an AI replica of a government employee. The person you will see on the screen when I join this call is Gloria Salinas. She's the Senior Vice President of the Frisco Economic Development Corporation. The goal of this AI avatar is to serve as a trail guide. Now, when I say FaceTime, there is a opportunity for the AI to also view what you're viewing. It can see you when you join the call if you allow it permissions to your camera. And you can turn your camera around just like in FaceTime and show it what you're looking at. So I'll go ahead and play this. I do want to disclaim that Texas is very forward thinking from a regulatory standpoint. And Representative Capraleone and his team came up with a very, I'll say, a very thorough and comprehensive bill called the Texas Responsible AI Governance Act, and I want to disclaim that everything that we do is in compliance with that law, which will be effective Jan 1 of 26.
It's nice to see you at Frisco Commons.
It's okay. Hi there. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. I'm here to help you with any questions you have about Frisco Commons Park.
Sure.
What's on your mind?
I've got
Want to know about our event?
I've got 3 kids and my wife. We're here. The kids are about 9, 11, 13. What do you think we can do there?
Frisco Commons Park is a great place to spend time with your family. For kids around those ages, I'd recommend checking out Hope Park, which is an all-abilities playground that's really popular with families. They'll love the adaptive equipment, sensory area, and plenty of space to run around. You'll also have a splash pad nearby, which is perfect for hot days. Just a heads up, there are some rules to keep in mind. No running in the splash pad area, only rubber-soled shoes are allowed.
Okay, I think I got it. Thank you. Hey, can you tell me what you're looking at?
1 second, I'll check. I'm looking at you through the camera. I see you're a man with dark skin, dark hair styled in a mohawk, and a beard. You're wearing a white collared shirt under a gray vest. You appear to be in an indoor setting with a large window in the background that shows what looks like a lit Christmas tree. The ceiling has a geometric pattern with recessed lighting. A microphone with a red indicator light is visible to your right. You're looking directly at the camera with a neutral expression.
I know, it's just an example of its ability to see and describe its surroundings and its environment. What we're actually doing is enriching the video model with specific flora, fauna, and different animals and monuments that may not be common knowledge. So it's very specific in what it sees.
And then finally, you're one of the few that are approved by the state, correct? Could
Correct.
you expand on that?
Yes, very important. Thank you for bringing that up. We are one of 37 companies approved for AI consulting and AI solutions on the North Central Texas Council of Governments TX Share Cooperative Program. Thank you, Councilman Singh.
I want to jump in and make sure that people didn't mishear us. All of the information that White Glove is presenting tonight is from our website. The countless hours of scanning documents and transcripts and ordinances and rewriting and all that sort of stuff. It'd be like, whenever going into the library and trying to find a piece of paper. That's how much information is on our website. And so this gives a great interactive query engine, kind of a high level. I know I'm ultra simplifying it, to be able to consume the massive amounts of transparency that we do on our website. And so I want to thank the staff for all their work. And this is something that we are able to capitalize on all of their work for the last 10, 15 years. So thanks.
It's definitely about unlocking access to information. We unfortunately, after the internet came out, have to live surrounding ourselves with an abundance and overload of information. And we, as humans, only have so much capacity to process that information and search for information. That's why Google search was so popular back in the 2000s. Now AI can contextually, that's the operative word here, contextually looking for exactly what you're looking for. It understands your context, your language, and it aligns it to the information that's static on these websites, whether they're embedded PDFs, etc. Now, we did a very cursory scrape of a few pages that we thought were important for this demo and the purposes of demoing to others here on council and city staff. But I think there's definitely a lot of depth in our delivery in making sure your data sources are clean and up to date. So you kind of get a free data audit of your website, cleaning up some old pages. You're forced to do that because It's the truth that if you know this AI is only as good as the data you give it. Put garbage in, you can only expect garbage out. So we take a very meticulous approach about cleaning your data, making sure it's accurate and up to date, so that we are providing the most accurate and up to date answers to your neighbors.
All right, I appreciate the presentation. It's scary, but also kind of cool all at once. But thank you. Thanks for taking the time, for coming up and giving us that presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, council members. Thank you, neighbors.
Next item, B, discussion on establishing a multidisciplinary working focus group to coordinate efforts on a downtown zoning updates, development of design illustration guidelines, and evaluation of a potential downtown historic district. Director of Development Services, Mr. Kittner.
Yes.
I'll get your name right one day.
That's all right. Mayor Pro Tem and Council, good to be here. And I want to make this discussion brief and to the point, just so you guys know where we're going and that we're going to need your help as we move forward. We're looking at, as we move forward, some of the things that you guys are going to be looking at tonight. We're really wanting to move forward with the updating the zoning, the design guidelines, and getting this moving forward with our downtown area and looking at our historic aspects of our original part of town. And we just